All right, so I'm just going to be doing a sort of state of the collection here. And I've been collecting for probably about 2 years, but only the last year I've gotten like kind of serious about it. So I'm just going to give a sort of brief overview of some of the watches I have and why I have them, I guess. And I think we're gonna start in chronological order probably. But yeah, I guess I'll do a quick wrist check here. Just what I got on today. It was just Casio A158W. This was one of my first watches that I got, just, you know, a little cheap pickup. So I guess we'll take a look at that first. You know, nothing special, just the regular Casio. And yeah, this is one of my go-tos, one of my daily watches for sure. I don't keep this one in the box or anything. I just keep it by my bedside, and whenever I need it, I just sort of pick it up. But the first watch that really got me interested in watches was a gift that I got from my uncle. And it's this Timex Expedition Scout, I believe. This is still one of my favorite watches to this day. 50 meters water resistant. It's got the Indiglow push on the crown. And yeah, I'm in love with field watches, and I think I will always be in love with field watches for some reason. I just love the history attached to them and the simplicity of the design. But yeah, just a really nice wearable size too. It's 40 millimeters, I think. And I love the arrow for the seconds hand for some reason. Just always going to be one of my favorite watches. And you can pick one up for like $50. Great watch. Next, I'll go to another. I guess I'll just go over my Casios first. This is my Casio World Timer AE 1200, I think. But yeah, I love this watch too. This is sort of my tool watch, if you will. I use it to work out, to do chores around the house. You know, durable little thing. I think it's 10 bar, 100 meters water resistance. You can do anything with this thing. I really hate the strap though. I've been meaning to get this thing replaced because obviously it's just not a great feeling strap, and kind of gets caught, like catches your skin sometimes. It's just not that comfortable, but gets the job done. But yeah, cool little gadget watch. Again, you can pick this up for like $30 or something. And this is a recent Casio that I got. This is my first G-Shock. I got this on a trip recently, and I just stumbled across a G-Shock store. And I know that I've been wanting a G-Shock for a long time. And I mean, this is just sort of a nice, fun weekend piece. Just a loud, fun color. Bracelet is much more comfortable than my other Casios, obviously. But yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with a G-Shock, and I'm a big advocate for adding color to the collection, so yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. Next we'll go with this Seiko that I got quite a while ago. It's a vintage Seiko 5 from, I think, 1991. I can't remember the reference number off the top of my head, but it's a really nice little dressy Seiko. Yeah, it's got the two-tone bracelet. The bracelet's pretty shit, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just a really unique looking dial. I love the sort of layout of this like weird shape on the inside, and I also love the 4 marks at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And also I really like date functions on watches, so this is just a really nice little dress piece for me. The bracelet has definitely seen better days. But yeah, I mean, it's a really nice little dressy piece. Next, I guess we'll go with another field watch here. This is my Orient Defender 2. I really like this watch. I don't wear it too often. But yeah, I really didn't like the original NATO strap that it came with. For some reason, it just made it sit really tall on my wrist, and it's not actually that thick of a watch, but this is actually a seagull strap that I put on it, and I think it adds just quite a bit more interest to it than the original black NATO strap that it came with. But yeah, it's got 2 cool complications there. I really like the 24-hour complication for whatever reason. I mean, it's pretty useless, but I'm sort of a sucker for it for some reason. And it's also got a date wheel. Yeah, just a clean sort of field watch. It's pretty busy for a field watch, but it's kind of getting into that pilot watch territory, I would say. But yeah, just nice solid piece from Orient. I don't really see a lot of people going for this Orient. I mean, it's usually the Bambino or the Kamasu or whatever, but I don't see a lot of people with this. I guess I'll go to my next Orient watch here, which is going to be the Mako 2. This was my first dive watch, and I mean, I bought it off Facebook Market for, I think, $150 or something like that, brand new out of the box. So I mean, you can't really go wrong with that price point. I just sort of wanted to see if I even liked dive watches, basically. But yeah, I fell in love with this watch. I think the dial is extremely pretty. It's got that sunburst blue. You can't really see it here, but yeah, it's just something else. I don't know. For such a cheap watch, you're really getting a lot out of it. The bracelet is like, it's a fold over clasp with that part as well, but it's serviceable. It's obviously an Orient bracelet. It's not going to be the best bracelet in the world, but I think it does the job okay. The only other thing that is sort of not great about this watch is the crown is really annoying to manipulate. It's really small, and also the bezel action is really stiff. It's really challenging to sort of dig your fingers into it, but looks wise, I mean, it's pretty good. I like it. I'm not a big fan of the polished bezel, but it is one of my favorite watches. I wear this thing pretty often. All right. And I guess we'll go to this watch next, which is the 42 millimeter Seagull mechanical chronograph. The Seagull 1963 with the ST19 movement, obviously. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Seagulls. I've always wanted one as soon as I got into watches. I will say I wish I had gone for a smaller version. 42 is sort of like, it's wearable for me. I have decently big wrists, but I think I would like a 40 millimeter a lot better than the 42. It just wears really big because there's really no bezel around here. The dial is so big, and yeah, it just wears really big because of how big the dial is. But I mean, you can't really go wrong with this watch. Double domed sapphire crystal and mechanical chronograph movement. Really hard to beat the price point for this. And I mean, it is just really nice looking. It's got these gold applied indices, 21 jewels. I mean, it's just a pretty looking watch. Next, I think we'll go here. This is my only micro brand watch. This is a Kuo Old Smith. And I'm really big into vintage inspired design, and I really wanted a smaller size dial, and I've always been a big fan of like that sort of mid-century 35, 34, 36 millimeter watch. This is one of my favorite dress watches. I went for the sort of really minimal dress watch look here, just the stick indices and small seconds complication, no digits on the outer ring. But yeah, this is just such an elegant little thing. I really like Kuo and what they're doing over there. So yeah, again, it's just such a nice little dress watch. Highly recommend this brand. They're really solid. And we'll go with a sort of fun watch. This is an HMT Janata, an Indian watch. I think HMT stands for like Hindustan Machine Tools, something like that. It's basically the Seiko of India, or it was. I think the company folded, but yeah, I got this watch for like $20 or something. It's a pretty like interesting looking watch. I mean, it's not something you're gonna see every day. Hand winding. Yeah, just sort of nothing special daily beater watch. I don't wear it too often. I just sort of have it for the vintage charm, and I think the yellow dial is pretty interesting. I think this is like a fake leather croc strap or something. It's pretty shitty. I have not bothered getting the strap changed or anything like that. I just keep it the way it is. But yeah, it runs pretty well considering like it's probably a pretty old watch. It's probably like early 2000s or 1990s or something. Yeah. And then lastly, we'll go with my favorite watch in the collection so far. Is the Bulova Devil Diver Oceanographer. ever since I've like been into watches, this has been the watch I've wanted the most. Again, it's that sort of vintage inspired 1960s, 1970s case. The history of dive watches is just really fascinating to me, and I mean, you really can't go wrong with the orange on this watch. It's just one of the prettiest watches in my opinion. Really nice bezel action. Double dome sapphire crystal comes with this. I really like this rubber strap that it comes with, the FKM rubber. It's kind of weird that it's like a 19 millimeter strap, but you would have thought it would be 22 or 20 or something. But it wears really nicely. I think it's 41 millimeter case, but obviously wears a bit smaller because of the size of the bezel. But yeah, this is just by far my favorite watch. And yeah, I mean, that's been the collection so far.